right, in review, Mark Woychick has been selling T-shirts and hoodies to support local parks here in Boise. He uses print on demand that allows him to not have to buy all this inventory and store it, but he just essentially sells them creates them as he sells them. And biggest thing is just currently right now focusing on getting his awareness out, right? He's put the effort in, he's got the designs out. His next phase is to really test whether he can get brand awareness. And one of the channels he'll be doing is working with local businesses, potentially coffee shops, to get more of an organic community push out. So thanks so much, Mark. Appreciate the time, and good luck on your side hustle. Hi, I'm Ryan Vassa with the Venture College, a program within the College of Innovation Design at Boise State. The Venture College helps students and community members launch their ideas beyond the classroom and turn those ideas into startups, lifestyle businesses, side hustles, and other ventures. With the COVID-19 situation, we know that more and more people in our community and throughout Idaho, beyond just students, will be looking for ways to generate extra income. That's why we've started the Side Hustle series. We will be talking to successful entrepreneurs about starting and growing side hustles that can be done from just about anywhere in the world. If you're interested in learning more or need some help, contact us at venturecollege@boisestate.edu or go to our website to learn more. Also, watch out for our social media accounts for the next installments of the Side Hustle series. Hello, everyone. I'm here with Mark Woychick, founder of loveboiseparks.org. Mark, tell us what is that?
LoveBoiseParks.org is an online business that sells park-themed merchandise for the Boise parks, and the merchandise is T-shirts and hoodies. So if you like running in the foothills, we've got one for Happy Trails. If you like Ann Morrison and the Balloons, we've got one of those. Whitewater Park. So there's about 8 designs altogether.
So how'd you get into it?
Well, my brother in Minneapolis started something called Love Minneapolis Parks with the same concept. He's a graphic designer there, and I said to him at one point, my interest is I use the Greenbelt every day to commute. I use it for recreation and the park system all the time, and I thought, well, that would be a good way to promote the parks and to give money back to them. So the profits from the sales go to the parks, to Boise Parks and Rec.
Got it. So so this is almost like a philanthropic kind of give back to the community side hustle?
Yeah, that's the idea is, that it's easy to get enthusiastic about a new park, right? But the funds that we donate just go to the maintenance fund for the parks, so general use, because those are the sorts of things that need to be taken care of, but maybe aren't as exciting as a brand new park, but still need attention. And I think as our area has grown over the years, one of the things that makes it unique is our open spaces. And for me, I think as the area grows, part of keeping that balance right is keeping our open spaces and extending those, so that everybody can enjoy and benefit from those, throughout the community.
Cool, makes sense. So I've heard like getting into like a retail side hustle, specifically around clothing, can be a little brutal. So share us like, what's the good and what's the bad? Like, what have you learned so other people don't have to make that same mistake?
Yeah, I was going to say that. So another good way to compound that, the problems of retail clothing, is then to give away the profits is also makes another challenge there. That's it. I mean, I joke, but it's a good reason to do it, right? I'm not doing it to make money. I'm doing it because I think it's a good thing to do.
Yeah.
And I thought it was interesting to learn about, to do an e-commerce site, I'd not done one of those before, and so that was part of another part of the benefit for me was just, hey, this is something I think is important to do. And I can learn something from it. But as you say, the challenges of retail, the biggest one I think is just awareness, for one, right? So you start something new, and of course people will say, well, put it on social media. Well, yes, but everybody else is too.
Right? You and the rest of the world.
Yeah, and that's not, that's one thing.
So do the parks help you promote it?
Yeah, so they are a little reluctant, I think, to get directly involved in something like that.
Okay.
Because they've got other, the parks typically are named after people, and they're like, they don't want to get sideways with their donors and things like that. And that's okay.
Okay.
Certainly we would welcome that.
So they're not like a true partner. I mean, you're creating your side hustle to help benefit them, but they're not like 2 feet all in helping you out.
Right.
Okay.
The challenges of retail, or of clothing specifically, you think about, well, okay, if you have a white shirt, right, but you have a white shirt in small, medium, and large, or extra small, medium, and large,
Yeah.
and extra large, right? And so and then you kind of go, okay, well, if I have that and I've got one design, and I want to put it on 3 colors, right? So then it expands rapidly about what you're trying to manage. For me, or the way that this is set up, I'm able to offer a lot of different designs and colors and combinations because it's all print on demand.
Okay. Who do you use for that?
We use Printful.
Is that a local business, or is that like an online one?
Yeah, it's online, so that they will the order goes from the website to them. They produce, if you order 1 or 3 or whatever, they produce that amount and ship it out. Yeah, and so they can ship all over the world.
So obviously it costs more to do print on demand. So are you just charging more to compensate for that, or just eat lesser margins?
Yeah, well, so I mean, part of the pricing is that we want to price it so we have something left to give to the parks. So they probably cost a little bit more, and yes, it certainly is more expensive to do that. But in terms of the print on demand versus printing and holding inventory. So if I printed and if I had inventory, of course, that would be a more expensive proposition for me.
Yeah, it takes your risk away, especially for the mission that you have, which is not making money in the first place.
Right, yeah. But it is. I mean, yeah. What I would recommend, if you're going to do it, to simplify as much as you can, right? In terms of even the color and design combinations and things, it's not impossible to manage, but I mean, you don't want to make it harder on yourself than it has to be.
Makes sense. How big of an emphasis do you put on I guess quality of clothing? Because it sounds like your brother's a designer, so I'm going to just assume that you have a cool design pattern. As far as the actual comfort and style of the shirt or sweatshirt, how'd you pick that out?
Yeah, well, I picked it on the well, there's a price point, right? Like you say, you can have different ones, and I went on my brother's recommendation in terms of the amount of colors available and the quality of the product, that you could count on it, the sizing being right, and the durability. There are some shirts that were more, or I guess more comfortable, if you will, but they were thinner material and not as long lasting. So I have had other people or others ask me, what kind of shirt is it? And only one person has ever said, well, I won't order because it's that brand.
Gotcha.
But I understand that, right? I mean, because people have preferences for what the feel of the material is and so forth.
Gotcha. So what's next steps? Is this on cruise control and you're looking for your next side hustle, or are you putting more energy and efforts into this? Where are you at?
Yeah. Well, so what I want to do with it, I think that there's it's a perpetual learning curve on these things, right? And so
Sure.
We've done some work with social media in terms of advertising. And then I think that there's other ways. Just before the pandemic happened, I had a very good discussion, and I thought we were going to be able to get the shirts in one of the local coffee shops here, Hyde Park, and of course, that may still happen.
And everything shut down.
It's not front and center for anybody right now, but I think that again, getting the word out, getting a physical presence in some of the shops, I think would be a good move. I would love to have a local print option. I think that would add to it. As I've talked to different people about this, and then I have not yet done anything other than look at some direct mail as a potential, because targeting particular zip codes around the parks, things like that. I think the next steps are, I'm a year and a half into this business right now, and so is how to make it more visible, and how to build awareness, and then I think that will then yield some more sales.
And I guess last question would be, with the startup that's aiming for revenue and profits, it's a little easier to measure and say, this is worth it, or it's not worth it. It's taking off or not taking off. You're a year and a half in. How do you measure whether like you double down and keep going, or eventually you start fading off and doing other things? Like, what's your measurement for that?
Yeah, well, I think, I mean, in this kind of a thing, right, is if it's not, it's something that I believe in doing and that I want to keep doing. And we've had growing, year over year sales. But at a certain point, you kind of go, well, is this going to take off or not? But so that's what I'm looking at right now. But I don't think that I've yet fully tapped the awareness part of it. So that's another thing too. So I mean, I think that I would like to have a little bit more measurable way of saying, as opposed to just sales. I think then I would start breaking it down and saying, okay, well, holidays, that's our biggest time, like many retail operations. But I would like to have a little bit more going throughout the year. The other thing that I would say on the social media side is, and you probably know this too, it's easy to get likes and it's easy to get, people saying, oh, that's cool. But, getting them to convert over to the website and go take a look, right? That would be another thing that I would look at is, are we building traffic that way and how are we building it?
Makes a lot of sense. All right. In review, Mark Woychick has been selling t-shirts and hoodies to support local parks here in Boise. He uses print on demand. That allows him to not have to buy all this inventory and store it, but he just essentially creates them as he sells them. And biggest thing is just currently right now focusing on getting his awareness out, right? He's put the effort in, he's got the designs out. His next phase is to really test whether he can get brand awareness. And one of the channels he'll be doing is working with local businesses, potentially coffee shops, to get more of an organic community push out. So thanks so much, Mark. Appreciate the time, and good luck on your side hustle. Thanks for listening. While you're waiting for the next episode, feel free to contact us or follow us on social media.